Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Curtis Podcast Network and this AFC South show 185. My name's Curtis. I'm the host of the channel, also the host of That Real Texas Team podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe here. Hop on over there. Hit the like, subscribe button if you're a Texans fan. With me, as always, my resident cohorts, partners in crime. We got Isaiah, a.k.a. Duval's Finest, a.k.a. the Glitter Kitty Conquistador, host of Third and Teal. Isaiah, how you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. We won a game. As much as I love draft stock, it's always fuck the Titans for me. I really don't care, honestly. Like there's three teams I always want to beat, no matter if a draft pick is on the line or not. It's the Texans, the Colts, and the Titans in reverse order. And yeah, we won. Whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Draft season.
Yeah. Been there for a while. Down here at the bottom, joining the draft season conversation, source of your mother's wet dreams, Jeff, a.k.a. Big Steck, host of Unstabled. How you doing, brother?
Doing all right. I'm working later hours and a longer drive, so I'm just got in, shoveled food in my face to be able to do this, but doing pretty good. We're going to be doing Unstable pretty much immediately after this. So, if you got another hour or so, make sure you head over there. Like, share, subscribe.
Damn Skippy. We do not have a Titans fan with us this evening. Peterson was so proud of the guy giving the Titans a QB in the draft.
Please take Shedeur Sanders, and if you get the opportunity, and set yourself back even more years, please.
Yeah. Well, that'll be the undoing of Brian Callahan. And I don't think Cam Ward's is really any better of an option. But
he's definitely a better option when it comes to his physical attributes, but his attitude is terrible.
Yeah. With us this evening is the spirit of a Titans fan. There's not actually one, but in spirit, there's one here.
They have a spirit anymore.
No, they left that in Jacksonville. It sounds like a country music song. Left my spirit in Jacksonville. Anyway, head on over to Third and Teal, where Isaiah holds shit down. Head on over to Unstabled. Head on over to Titans Takeaways. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Trying to grow the family of podcasts here. With that being said, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. This week kind of sucked. I'm not fucking lie to you. It's kind of a kick in the teeth for the entire division.
It probably would have been a loss across the board if two teams weren't playing each other.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But, I mean, the Titans lost and technically won, and you guys won and technically also lost.
I guess.
It's kind of depending on your perspective on the situation. But look, let's talk injuries. I know that there wasn't any massive injuries against the Ravens for the Texans. It really didn't have enough offensive snaps to even do anything about it. But the pride is probably the most hurt thing on the Texans right now. Apparently, CJ Stroud has come out and said that he's been dealing with an injury for the last several weeks, and it's just letting us know about it, I guess. And then beyond that,
we're about to get the playoff. Quick, say something. I'm injured.
I am hurt.
I've been going to therapy since Tank Dell got hurt. That's my best friend. I can't play good when he's not on the field.
Shit.
I injured my psyche when Tank Dell got hurt.
That's probably more in line. Okay. You guys have any injuries during y'all's games before we dive into each
Not
individual?
that I know of. I didn't fucking watch.
I can remember. I mean, the announcers kept saying that Jonathan Taylor looked hobbled, but other than that, I mean, obviously Anthony Richardson didn't play, but that's all I can really remember.
Yeah.
Between me and screaming at my phone, but
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then
What are you doing?
I'll dive on this grenade first. Then 31-2 loss against the Ravens. It left me with a lot of questions more than it did answers, as anyone whose fucking favorite team gets destroyed on Christmas Day. So we brought in Deontay Johnson, who didn't play because that would have been like 2 days on the team, and then
Probably should have kicked the tires on him and see what he got.
well
Down that much.
Might as well.
Well, I think they had a plan not to do that, probably before they even officially brought him in. But game was ugly from beginning to end. It seemed like the first drive was all about feed Derrick Henry, and then the Texans reacted to that and were able to stop Derrick Henry for a second, and then Lamar was like, read option, and then we'd never seen that before in our lives.
Is that a new play? I could have swore I've never seen a read option before until they were
yeah, no, there was a brand new thing.
I'm sorry, a what?
A whole read option.
A what?
It's a whole ass new concept.
What are we reading?
You're speaking a whole nother language.
I love to Lamar's like, oh man, I went how fast? I was jogging on that play. No, you weren't, dude. He hit that hole and took off, and then he slowed down like at the end. But he fucking kicked the burners on, dude.
Yeah, bet you can't wait to lose in the first round of the playoffs. Honestly, it really depends on who we're playing. Like I think we could. I think we could beat the Steelers. They've been playing like absolute shit, and
the Chargers are in now. You guys might play them.
Well, that's also true, but the Steelers at the moment are the 5 seed, and that's who we're slated up against.
You can change things.
Those are games that Tomlin loves.
Absolutely, but they haven't won a playoff game since like 2015. And get
true. Pretty sure they won one in 2017.
I mean, I was just kind of spitballing. I knew it had been a while. Get the first in the division schedule. Yeah, that's what we did this year. It's the kind of weird. Like last year, we played a last place schedule and went 10-7. There's a real strong chance we could finish this year with the first place schedule at 10-7. Did anything actually improve? I don't know, but it doesn't feel like it. I can tell you that.
The division was just worse. I don't know.
Like fucking dramatically worse. I think a lot of it had to do with like we were playing the NFC South last year, I believe.
Yeah.
And that was like an easy 3 wins for all of us.
Oh, was it? Considering y'all got beat by the Panthers?
I said 3 wins.
Maybe the Colts beat the Panthers.
Yeah. I said
Jaguars beat the Panthers with CJ Beathard. CJ Beathard.
The Beathard.
Dude, if my last name was Beathard, I would definitely say my name's Beathard.
Beathard. 100%.
That's how I'd say it. I don't care.
Look, so it made me ask these questions of myself because we brought in Deontay Johnson, who is obviously somebody who's brought in to kind of fill in for Tank Dell since he's hurt and probably going to miss at least all of next year, potentially all of the following year, because his knee injury it's gone. Like his knee is completely destroyed. Dislocated knee and kneecap, torn ACL, LCL, and MCL, and meniscus damage. Like, homie,
he might be done. Like that sounds like some Alex Smith injury type of shit, where it was just,
yeah.
I don't know if it was as ugly, but
it was pretty gross.
bad.
He was just kind of flopping around there when he was kind of tumbling to the ground. But with all of that being said, Petrie's gone down for the year. Jimmy Ward's on IR. We need to kick the tires on some of these dudes in free agency. Maybe somebody's played some football recently or is still in some good shape, because MJ Stewart and Eric Murray are not it, like at all.
Adrian Amos is a free agent.
We had him last year.
Yeah, might as well bring him back in. He knows the system.
Exactly. That's something we were talking about. We know we're going to get with him. It's not great, but a known commodity is better than an unknown sometimes, especially when your unknown is basically trying to bring in like an Xavier Howard or Patrick Peterson and making them play safety or whatever. I just don't want to see Jeff Okuda on the fucking field anymore. And it's just going to happen.
Well, that's too damn bad.
Yeah, it's just going to happen.
I don't want to watch Jeff Okuda no more.
That's too damn bad. It also made me ask: is the moment getting to CJ? There's been a lot of primetime games thrown at him lately. He's not fared well. The offensive line breakdowns. I think he's been sacked a total of 52 times this season. Is all of the pressure all over the season getting to him? Because he missed a very wide open Dalton Schultz out of the backfield. Very wide open. Now, he did get stepped on, and there was all sorts of other factors, but he was missing a lot of very simple, easy passes. It seems like he's getting rattled and not feeling when – like he's getting faked out thinking there's pressure when there's not pressure. I think that coupled with Tank's injury, and he's probably seeing a little bit of some ghosts. And that made me think about how awful it would be if we David Card this man into oblivion.
I mean, you could.
It's definitely possible. Now, I think they're going to make some moves in the offseason, but
I
was telling people that when we drafted him. We don't have a team built for a quarterback right now.
I was quite the optimist about, there's no way they couldn't possibly not build the offensive line in the offseason after a terrible year from them. And then we didn't. And then we collapsed. So, and then we were like, Mitch Morse, that'll fix all our problems. And it didn't. So, I've been in your shoes. I feel you.
Yeah. And now it's just a matter of what the hell. I really don't expect us to do much in the playoffs. I think we could fuck around and beat the Steelers or the Chargers, depending on how shit falls. Yeah. But regardless, this season is lost. It is a black mark on both Bobby Slowick, who does not need to be returning to offensive coordinator duties next season. The offensive line coach needs to go. There's so many times that I've seen 3 Texans linemen have a tackle and end stunt pulled on them where 2 people are moving and all of a sudden nobody's blocking. Like, don't know what the hell is going on there. But you guys don't understand how passing a block off works. And that's kind of crazy considering you guys are in the pros. Houston is number 1 in interior offensive line pressures this season. So teams know this. Teams that have beaten us exploit this every time. Who's the good-looking Duck Dynasty dude? Eric, you're so sweet to him. You're so sweet to him. Robert said, I didn't see what Robert had said earlier. Going from last in the division to first, like the Jags in 2023, is the wake-up call. Yeah. Well, we had the first place schedule this year. The offensive line was just shit.
No, they thought what he's saying is like, no, that y'all had the first place schedule. Like, make sure you fix that O-line because.
Oh, I mean, we've been needing to bang that table for years. Yeah, we haven't had a good center.
Haven't we all, except for the fucking Colts?
Yeah, fuck the Colts.
I'm still mad we didn't get.
You guys lose your quarterback and then fucking have the best offensive line in fucking football for 5 years.
Yeah,
dick.
And now they're old as shit and clearly on the decline.
Yeah. It was just an ugly game. Like, we knew what the game plan was for the Ravens to beat the Texans going into it. Run the ball. There was no Falo Fatukasi. There's no big men up the middle. They're going to make anything happen. And we couldn't stop that. When we tried to stop it, Lamar hit one of the 15 passes he threw all day over the top.
Ooh, that was a good
severely
one. For you, Eric.
severely understaffed at the moment in the secondary. But that's pretty much it. What were you guys' thoughts on the Texans-Ravens game? CJ Stroud, in my opinion, needs to, I don't know, consult a yips doctor or something.
Yeah, I'm just glad that I didn't spend Christmas watching this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No interest.
Like myself every night, I saw it coming.
Ha
I didn't see it being that bad though, but yeah, no, I think CJ's been something's going on. I think he doesn't trust that offensive line. And his throwing was he threw well last year, but he definitely had some questionable ones, and I think we're starting to see those get amplified by the lack of O-line play in front of him. Where it's not necessarily that he hasn't improved or gotten better, it's just that like he's just scared to be back there because he knows he's going to get hit instantly. And did they disclose what the injury is for him? Or he just said he's been playing with an injury.
He just said he's been playing with an injury.
Gotcha. I mean, it just all depends on what the injury is. But I mean, of course, even if it's nothing major, it still is like uncomfortable to be throwing the football with something like that going on.
Question. So has Stroud been on the injury report?
No.
Not consistently.
Isn't that a rule violation if he's hurt and playing? Isn't that something that's supposed to be on the report?
There's been a couple times this season that he appeared on it for short periods of time. Like 1 week he'll be on there and be like, my shoulder or something. But then he's, gone that week. What up, DeGrimlin? Yeah.
Yeah,
see, Eric's on my side.
Eric, I'd be inclined to agree unless, like, if the Texans weren't literally a safety away from getting shut out.
Yeah, and that's a whole other ballgame because, like, you just want to, like, if they lost that game 31-27, you gotta feel like at least you were competitive. You're probably resting the starters this week. D'Amico Ryans has come out and said that they're starting everybody. So that means to me, like behind closed doors, he's just like, what the fuck was that? Are you kidding me, guys? That is not what the hell we've been trying to do here. 31-2 on Christmas. Wow.
Yeah, you guys scored as much as the Ravens did and lost. That's a little different.
Yeah.
Is that what he has highest scores all season?
Yeah. Tippy top.
I mean, you did let Malik Neighbors put on a clinic out there.
Yeah, and Drew Lock.
Hey, Drew Lock is him. I don't know what you want. Drew Lock has always been him. He didn't get to a good situation. The Broncos sucked.
Well, still,
you don't throw 77 passing touchdowns in the SEC if you're not good.
Yeah, but it's. Well, I guess
no, he's bad. I'm just being an asshole. No, he's bad. I'm just. But the Colts are bad too, so what happens.
Yeah,
obviously.
Well, y'all have Buckner playing corner. Like, what the fuck was going on with that secondary?
Hoping that he could play everywhere. I don't know. It's so bad. Bradley fucking sucks.
All right. Well, then, look, let's pivot specifically to that giant disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
The Giants hand the Colts an all-important 9th loss this season, eliminating the Colts from playoff contention 45-33 in what has to be the biggest heartbreaker, I think, for the Colts in years since the
Jacksonville game.
Since the Jacksonville game.
I was gonna try to look on the bright side and just be like, well,
it is
at least we can't lose to Jacksonville and then get the boot from the playoffs. It already happened. Saved us the trouble.
Yeah, it saves you the disappointment again.
So does that mean week 18 is going to be like no conscience ball out games from both of y'all?
I have no idea.
I mean, Mac Jones is playing for a contract somewhere else right now. Like he's been him and BTJ have been balling. So
I don't know.
Which is kind of
Robert.
disappointing because like he sucked when he first came in, but he's actually been doing okay lately. It'd be nice to have him as like a cheap backup, but I have a feeling he's gonna just because it's the Colts and they've been doing this all season. I feel like he's gonna go for like 300 on them, but that's for next episode. But
Who hasn't been going for 300?
that's what I'm saying. Like it's it's gonna be a Mac attack all game, but yeah, no, the week 18 means literally nothing to either team besides draft position at this point.
Yeah,
honestly, the Colts should be hoping to lose just so they can get a better draft pick instead of being like middle.
Hopefully, get closer to the 10 spot.
Yeah,
instead of that mid range. Yeah. I think
the
last I saw they were at like 12 or something.
That would also put us close to the 10 or behind.
Yeah. Can we? Will it help us if we tie? Like, is that?
I mean, it would help as long as if teams in front of us won. Yeah.
If they won, absolutely.
Oh wait, no, but then the win loss would be better, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mac is going to be the cold starter next season.
No.
Well, look, he would.
I'm not gonna put it past anything. I said Flacco wouldn't
bring back Gardner Minshew.
Whatever. I don't give a shit. It's gotten to a point where there's clearly like a complete like fundamental issue with the entire organization, top to bottom. And I was texting the Unstable group about this. It's like I don't know if anybody has like favorite puzzles. I don't know if that's a thing that people do, but let's just say you had like a dozen of your favorite puzzles and you had some favorite pieces in those puzzles. They're really cool pieces, but if you slap them together into a puzzle with all your favorite, it looks like shit. And that's the roster that Ballard has built. There are some really good pieces here and there, but you can tell that none of them are really playing for anything. There's no fire or passion on the sidelines. Shane Steichen at times has shown that he can't coach his way out of a wet paper bag. Gus Bradley refuses to have any type of adjustments. Drew Lock's lighting him up, and this has happened over and over this year, and he changes nothing. He brings 4 every time, and it's that same Ballard mentality that, if this is the roster that gets me fired, then so be it. Instead of going out and trying to do something to improve it, no, let's just run it back with the same mid or worse team. And that's kind of the Ballard defense. Like, this is the defense I'm going to run. I'm not going to change it, and I don't care if it's not working. And that's what happened in this game. They got fucking lit up. Drew Lock looked like Joe Montana. Malik Neighbors had career game. I mean, 7 for 171 and 2 touchdowns. There's not a whole lot of performances that can top that. And he was wide open most of the day. There was no pressure on Drew Lock at all. Most of his incompletions were just a bad throw. I mean, it really wasn't the secondary making a big play, with a couple of exceptions. Like, there's just really nothing positive to say about the defense. The Colts offense game plan, I mean, they did what they should have done. They pounded the rock with Jonathan Taylor. And how was that a terrible analogy? It's a few really good pieces mixed in with a bunch of terrible ones, and they make a terrible team. But anyway,
I would have gone with something more of like, it'd be like you get in your car and you try to turn the car over and you hear that little clicking noise and you're like, oh, it's the battery. So you get out, you change the battery and you get back in the car and fucking you still hear the clicking noise and you're just like, I'll just get a new battery. And then you you just keep doing that over and over again.
Yeah, it or like, I don't know if you played Magic. It's just like having a bunch of real cool monsters in the deck, but you don't have any other cards to go with it. It's the Colts roster.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Dude, Magic the Gathering was my shit back in the day. Anyway,
I bet it was.
It was.
I used to play Magic as well, so I can't.
It's a fun game. I don't give a shit what anybody says. But they pounded the ball with Jonathan Taylor. I mean, he ran for over 125 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. But given how bad the defense was, Joe Flacco had to drop back 38 times, and he wasn't very good. He had some really good throws and some really bad ones. His first interception, line didn't hold up at all. He was forced to throw it before he wanted to. I think he was throwing it away, and he got hit, didn't get enough air under it, and it was an easy interception. Alec Pierce, I think, had one of his best games as a Colt. He's kind of proven to be one of the more consistent players. I just don't have a lot of praise to go around in this one. It's hard to in a game like this when you play the Giants and they scored, I think 14 was their average, and you let them score 45 points and pick up their first home victory in a game where you're supposed to be fighting for your playoff life. They came out and looked like crap. I think the announcer said over and over, man, there's just no sense of urgency. It doesn't seem like they're actually trying for a playoff spot, and it sure as shit didn't look like it. It's the entire team was just like unprepared, and that comes from bad coaching. That's really what it boils down to. It's this whole team needs a complete revision. I don't know how else to say it. It's hard to say, a 2-year coach, and you need to, but I don't know what the other choice is here going forward. I really don't.
Well, let me get you real quick. So we predicted in this game, Justin said 31-6 Indianapolis. Eric said 21-3 Indianapolis. I said 27-10 Indianapolis. Blake 24-10 Indianapolis. Indianapolis was an 8-point favorite walking into that game. The over-under for the entirety of the game was 40 and a half.
At the time not 78 points.
No. At the time that we did the pod. And then the Houston game was Justin 24-17 Baltimore, Eric 27-24 Baltimore, 23-20 Houston was my prediction, and then Blake was 21-20 Baltimore. Well, we were all way off. But yeah, look, that Colts game caught me so by surprise. That's not at all what the fuck I was expecting to happen. I thought that was one of those you kind of just show up and you're going to win. But Drew Lock was like, hey, am I a Missouri Tiger again? let me just fucking ball out real quick.
Oh, and I just saw Eric's special teams suck too. Yeah. The Colts made it closer at halftime. I think it was 21-13. So it was a one-score game. And then the special teams, the first play of the second half, 100-yard touchdown return,
yeah,
it's very indicative of how the game and the season has gone for the Colts. Just fucking serious.
One thing after another.
Another question.
What did you think of McAfee's take, Jeff?
Oh, spot on.
What was his take?
It was a whole. It was a long read, but it was like, yeah, it's trashing the ownership, the coaching, how unprepared the team was. I mean, we've been kind of harping on it all year on unstable, but yeah, he's like, I'm a season ticket holder. I'm not going to be renewing until Irsay fixes this fucking dumpster fire. It's been mediocrity for what, eight years of Ballard.
Yeah, he's a legacy season ticket. He played there. That's the crazy part.
He's like, I don't want the tickets. I've made a home in Indianapolis. He started bashing the Colts, and everyone jumped his shit. And he's like, well, when did he ever lie?
Right.
You have
players. Am I in Jacksonville right now? Because I feel like surrounded by a bunch of clowns. I come in here, I feel like I'm surrounded by clowns. Jim Irsay, clown. Ballard, what? Clown.
Wow. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's basically what he did. And it was like, yeah. And there's a lot of people on, they're reposting what he said and in Colts forums, and they're like, I fail to see the lie here. Yeah, this is a disaster. This is probably as bad of a loss as we were talking about when the Colts went into Jacksonville trying to make the playoffs, and Jacksonville showed up in clown outfits, whoever did show up, and fucking destroyed the Colts.
I saw a bunch of people posting, reposting a thing, and it was just a red rubber nose. It just said, about to break this bad boy back out.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Isaiah, do you have any Giants Colts commentary?
Not really. I mean, I have a question, and this is completely off topic because it's not AFC South technically related, but if you're the Giants, you sitting here today, one of us, all right, our take here, are you drafting a quarterback with your pick, or are you kicking the tires on Drew Lock or seeing if there's a free agent for another season and wait for fucking what's his name Manning to come out?
Oh,
he's eligible in 27, isn't he? Or is he eligible in 28? Did he redshirt?
he's a red shirt this year.
I thought he played enough games to not be able to redshirt.
No, I think it's 6
4
games.
games. It's 4.
No, because
4 games. No, it's 4, not including the bowl game.
Nico Maliava played 5 games in a bowl game.
The bowl game doesn't count, but it's 4 games if I'm not mistaken.
Quick Google. So
let's see how many games.
We're literally
player
either by
play
one. It doesn't matter.
And red shirt. Up to 4 games in a season, and a bowl game doesn't count.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric said we'll trade you
Anyway.
Matt Jones.
Hey,
Oh God.
you can have them. I mean, if I'm them, I'm just letting Drew Lock ride out for another season, and then I'm trying to pick whoever.
You talking about
Like-
the Giants?
Yeah, the Giants, because this QB class is fucking terrible coming out.
Yeah.
And even like he was bad. Like even like Garrett Nussmeier decided to stay another year at LSU. Like this QB class is awful.
Yeah.
Literally, the only reason that Cam Ward and Shadur
Shadur.
Sanders are going to go as high as they are, Shadur, is because Shadur Sanders has like the greatest marketing father of all time, besides Mr. BBB himself. And then Cam Ward is he's just a chill guy. He fits the chill guy meme, and it's fucking annoying. He's an idiot. But yeah, no, it's honestly it was pretty funny though, seeing him in the bowl game, literally just standing in the pocket. But anyways, like this QB class is fucking terrible.
Yeah. So, Jeff, what would you like to see done with the first round? Your GM, what are you doing?
Well, hopefully as GM, I'm not Ballard. And I'm literally anybody else a GM. And I'm looking at how bad the secondary's been. And I'm also looking at the fact that our tight ends are probably practice squatters in most other organizations. They've been, for the most part, abysmal all year. So I wouldn't be opposed to a tight end in the first either. But secondary,
let me just
is another big.
Is there a big tight end this year?
Yes, the kid out of Penn State. I just happen to have this pulled up. Why would I have this pulled up? Who knows? You guys are picking like somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Itch. I mean, got a couple guys.
Is that a mock or is that a just
this is Draft Buzz.
Mm.
So there's a chance.
Barely
Will
see
Johnson.
It,
Will Johnson. Oh, let me just.
Oh yeah, Will
I
Johnson.
forgot you're old.
No, I mean like it was small and blurry.
Yeah, you got Will Johnson. I think he's going to go top 5-ish area, but there's a chance he falls.
Okay.
But I think tight ends. I think the only tight end that's first or second round worthy is the Wyatt Million could be there. Don't you need a left tackle? Will Campbell.
No, I mean they have Ryman. He's been pretty solid.
Okay. Oh, this guy, Siobhan Revel. He's one that I'm interested in because he's like 6'3".
It's a big dude.
He's fast too. I think he's going to run like a 4.3 something.
Yeah.
Nick Amonwori, that's probably a guy. Him or Malachi Starks, one of the two of them, because they both are 4.3 guys at safety, over 6 foot, 200 plus. Nick, dude, this Amonwori is fucking crazy. Burden, I don't think there's any like real tight. I think the tight end is second. He's third or fourth rounder.
But I haven't.
Tate Ratledge. But there's a couple guys. But I think tight end is. I think he's like a third or second rounder. Oh no, the guy from Bowling Green. I forgot about him. He's an undersized guy, but he had a really good year. Tyler Warren, he's pretty solid. Levson. Anyways, if I'm drafting a tight end, though, I'm waiting another year and I'm drafting the GOAT, but I can't say his name on air.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
For the Pittsburgh Gorillas.
Anyway,
Luke.
all All right. So the season ends week 18. Are you
It's already
wanting to
over.
see heads roll?
Immediately after week 18, yes.
Whose heads specifically? Everybody?
I think the only person that's really worth staying is like the wide receiver coach, Reggie Wayne. Other than that, it's been fucked. Like the special teams has been bad. Defense, I didn't want what's his face, Bradley back after last year. Like it, I think an argument could be made for Steichen, but after just seeing him, how poor he is with game management, just personnel decisions, taking the points, not taking the points when he should, that kind of shit. I can't justify any of these guys sticking around.
Yeah. All right. One last question, then we'll move on to the Jags Titans game. Let's just say you are Ballard and you're drafting. What is the most Ballard move that he could take with the Colts first round draft pick? The most Ballard move. Is it draft another edge rusher?
That or like I feel like Braden Smith hadn't been great and he's been hurt. The right guard, I think, went in as like prize and they picked up Glowinski.
Yeah.
So I could see him maybe grabbing an interior lineman.
Tyler Booker's pretty
good. Quentin Nelson is getting up there in age. I think Tanner Bortolini should be the center going forward. I don't think Kelly will be back. I could see him going offensive line. And just the fact that the Colts needed secondary help so bad, and he just went out of his way to avoid it in the draft and free agency. A very Ballard thing would be to go lineman or another defensive tackle or edge.
He's going to take another wide receiver.
That would be Gregson. I was going to say that, but that'd be Gregson. He'll hope another like second or third round wide receiver will be a number one.
Yeah,
that'd be about.
Okay. Before I hand it over to Isaiah, the predictions for the Titans Jags game. Justin said 24-21 Tennessee. Eric said 17-17 tie. I said 13-10 Jacksonville. And Blake said 17-13 Jacksonville.
Just imagine if Jacksonville ended the year with 2 ties to the Colts and to the Titans. That would be so funny. Why did we lose draft position? Well, because we tied. What?
Twice.
Also, I
Also,
only got to watch. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Also, anybody watching, we're looking for sponsorship. We'll just put your logo and we'll give you a shout out beginning and end of every podcast. So something to think about. Hit me up.
I actually found a sponsor. It's called A Third and Teal, the papa of this organization.
Give me money.
Anyways, so yes, there was a game. I really didn't get to watch like much of it. I watched probably quarter and a half, 2 quarters. I might have watched half the game. But
I might have watched the whole thing.
I may have watched like the 16 replays of the whole entire game. No, I mean it was just. I mean, honestly, I knew we were going to beat them. They're a bad team. We're a bad team, but they're a bad team. The sweep was nice. It's always great to sweep the Titans. I fucking hate them. And same. I just, Mac Jones, people are, oh, you're put the pipe down, get off Facebook, go play some Madden and see how terrible he is. I don't know what to tell you. Mac Jones has been serviceable. He at times he's been okay. He's been delivering the ball to BTJ consistently, which is honestly the easiest thing to do on this on this offense. Like I could probably go out there and put up 200 yards and go 25 for 40 if I had BTJ to throw the ball to. In as much time as he gets, and Doug Peterson actually calling plays. I don't understand why he feels like he needs to call plays when Trevor's not on the field, but won't whenever he is. But that's what they say. I'm sure him and Press have been splitting reps the whole time. But yeah, I mean, it was just honestly, it was a good game for us, but it was still a shit show. I just don't really enjoy watching Jacksonville football right now. I couldn't go to the game. Originally I was supposed to, but we changed our fucking family Christmas party for the 15th time to Sunday. It actually happened this time though, so that was cool. I just had so much joy playing little roll the ball in the cup game because at least I could score, unlike my team on Sundays most of the time. So I will say I really like seeing BTJ get the ball. It's been really cool that we actually have been using him the last couple of weeks compared to like the beginning of the season when we barely use him at all. He's really been a great player for us. It's awesome that he is one of like 4 or 5 rookies in their career, to ever go over 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns in a season. So that's pretty cool. All these other guys, they're showing graphics for Neighbors and what's his face Bowers for 100 plus catches and 1,000 plus yards. And I like put a comment that was like, imagine needing 100 plus catches to get 1,000 plus yards, just as a joke, a little haha. And some fucking idiot Jags fan was like, like blah blah blah, getting all pissed off. And I'm like, dude, who fucking cares? He's like, oh well, you talking about your post? I was like, you responded. Clearly you care. He's like, you responded to me. I was like, dude, it was like, you're just white knighting over guys you're never gonna meet. Fucking relax. Like, you got ratioed on trying to ratio me. Shut up. And it's like, it was a Jags fan. Like, it wasn't even like some Giants fan or something. It was literally a Jaguars fan. And I'm just like, I don't understand our fan base. Like, they're stupid. And I can say that because everyone that's a Jaguars content creator says that, and no one ever leaves. So if you're not going to leave the team, you're not going to stop watching Third and Teal because I call you a fucking idiot. But yeah, no, bad game. Titans suck. It's really hard to lose a game whenever you're facing Mason Rudolph. But yeah, I mean, there's really not much else to say. A couple sacks on the day. Yeah, that's about it. I really got nothing else. Good. It got kind of scary at the end there when they almost scored a touchdown on us at the end there, but what's his face, who hasn't played well all season, Antonio Johnson got a little block there, so that was cool. But yeah, not much to look forward to until the fucking heads roll. And to answer your question before you ask it, if you were going to ask it, yes, as soon as we step off the field on the day, I think that we should immediately fire everyone from the fucking grounds crew all the way to Trent Baalke. I want to see Tony Boselli as the EVP. I want to see someone else. I would honestly consider like Louis Riddick as our GM. Like I just really want to see someone else. I really don't care. You could put a half-baked bagel in there and it'd probably be a better fucking GM than Trent Baalke was. I just want something. I want change.
Yeah.
Okay. Valid.
That part.
And where you guys are sitting at currently in the draft?
We have 5?
Something like that, yeah. Assuming that things stay the same somehow. Assuming that they stay the same, does the position that you're in change what you think you're going to be able to get, or are you still looking to trade back and pick somebody up?
I would love to trade back. I think that there's a lot of guys in the top, like that could go top 5 that are really good that I would love to see on the team. Robert brought up earlier to Tyroa McMillan. I would love to have him on the team. 6'5", 215 pounds, or if I'm not mistaken, looking at like a 4.5, 4.55, 40 is what's expected. Would absolutely love to have that guy on the team, but I don't think that receiver is our most. Yeah, shut up, Jonathan. I don't think that. I don't know. I don't think wide receiver is our most pressing position. I would love to get Will. Will Johnson. That's his name. Yeah, Will Johnson. I know you do, Eric. I love it too. Not this one. The Third and Teal. No, just kidding. But
sucks. It doesn't even have a Titans fan on
a. Yeah. Well, he's in spirit.
This AFC 3 of the 4 teams show. But yeah, no. So I would love to get Will Campbell or Will Johnson, not Will Campbell. I think that if we can't get either of those two guys, trade back, or it sounds dumb. We take Abdul Carter, the edge rusher out of Penn State. We don't have a third edge. That has hurt us all season long. We do not have a third edge. That's why we're forced to do stupid shit like fucking put a big Eric Armstead out there at fucking edge. Let's take a third edge and let's have an actual rotation rather than, oh, hey, why are Yasir Abdullah and fucking Eric Armstead at the end right now? I would love to see a third edge, but practically speaking, I would love to move back and put a jar of mayo in the corner for the Titans. Yeah, honestly, just a separate camera with just a jar of mayonnaise in it. Actually, I have extra USB. So my new monitor came with 3 or 4 additional USB slots. I could do that. I could get an extra camera and just. Anyways, not important.
Conversations for later.
Brainstorming. But thanks for the gremlin. But definitely anything other than whatever Bulky would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before we started the pod, I'd asked you if any other names have kind of come up in the who you'd like to see as the new head honcho.
Oh yeah. Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen,
where's
Robert
Liam Cohen?
Saleh. Liam Cohen is the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Who else? Who's the guy? There's a guy. I know.
Salah?
Oh fuck.
Robert Salah?
No, I already said Salah. The salad man has already been mentioned.
Like me to toss your Salah?
Fuck. What? There was somebody. I can't remember his name, but anyways.
Like Brian Flores, his name has been tossed around.
Fuck no.
Jeez.
Absolutely not. Defensive coordinator? Sure.
See, that's who I want. I want Saleh as our DC. I don't know if I don't know.
He might.
But he'd be fucking awesome as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I like Saleh because he's a defensive coordinator, head coach that actually lets his offensive coach do his fucking offensive coach shit.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean that's probably where I'd go, honestly, is Salah or
Salah.
fucking definitely Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen. Definitely not taking Slowick to Gremlin.
Yeah, I was about to say you can have. We don't even have to trade anything. You can just. We'll pay him to go to you guys. He's like, not even as a joke, Curtis. Not even as a joke.
That's all. I'm done.
Yeah.
If it's her saying Ballard, the Colts might be dumb enough to do it. But
I think a lot of heads are about to roll in the offseason when it comes to the AFC South. I think we all dramatically underperformed.
Except the Titans. I expected them to be shit.
Well, I think the national thoughts were that they would get close to 6 wins.
What did I say going into this?
3, I think.
Didn't I say like?
I think a couple of.
I said.
No. Well, I know you said like 3, and I think Isaiah was in the same boat.
I think I was at 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
The National had them at like 5.5, if I'm not mistaken, before the season. That was their line.
Well, damn, San Fran's winning.
Too bad it doesn't matter.
No, it does not.
They're in the same position.
4-12, baby.
All right. Well, let's ask a couple more questions here, and then we'll bounce out of here, and y'all can do whatever the hell you want. Jeffrey, next season, what do you need to see out of Anthony Richardson before you are either ready to extend or move on from him?
One-way plane ticket.
Being on the field for the season, I think is the number one. And I do think
all
that
17 games or
like the entire season,
like 15?
the entirety of the season.
Is there a minimum that you'll accept? Though?
17.
Like if you guys if he plays 14 games,
16 and a half, and they sit him in the end of the because they have the division. I don't know, but no, the whole season, and I think he's improved on his touchback. The Colts also have like the highest drop rate in the NFL. So they haven't really been helping him either, but his accuracy has still been, but he has gotten better on his touch. But I just need to see that improve a lot more. I think he's gotten better as a runner, like a little bit smarter with what he's doing. So I have seen aspects of his game getting better, but there still needs to be a lot of improvement. Like this, it was still technically his rookie season. He basically has, I think, like 15 games under his belt in the NFL now. So next year is really the make it or break it. It's hard to give up on him now. I mean, he was taken fourth, and I think you give him another year. Like Isaiah was saying, there's no one in this draft worth a shit.
Right.
I
wasn't saying you move on from him now. I'm saying next season, what does he have to do to put your mind at ease?
If he can get that completion percentage over, like between that, I've been asking for like 55, 60%. That's really what I've been asking for, because he gives you a lot more with his legs too. So if you can do that and be on the field for the season, I think you kind of ride with him going forward. If not, I think you start planning on looking at Manning.
Okay. All right. That's valid. Isaiah. So obviously you guys have locked in Trevor for a while. There's probably some sort of out there, but what do you want to see from Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars offense, generally speaking, next season?
New offensive coordinator.
That's it. You don't want anything else.
New lineman. New right guard, new center, potentially new left guard, new tackle, left tackle.
Well, that's the entire line.
Potentially a new right tackle. It all just. I like Anton Harrison.
I don't love.
There's always a bigger fish, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's valid. That's valid. Are you on team keep both Tank Bigsby and ETN, or one over the other?
We have ETN for another year on a cheap deal. I think he only owed like $6 million next year. There's no reason to get rid of him.
Well, I meant like, going, like, let's just say extending him. Do you like the idea more of a smash and dash, or
I said this the other day and I stand by it. If for some reason we trade back to like 15 to 20, and if we're on like the 18 to 20 spectrum and Genty's still sitting there, I think we take him and get rid of ETN.
Yeah.
I think that's a bulky move. But realistically though, unless he takes a team-friendly deal, there's no way we keep ETN around after this season.
Okay.
But I think Tank Bigsby could carry the team by himself, but I mean, we'll probably draft somebody behind him or behind ETN whenever he leaves.
I mean,
maybe even we'll draft Trevor Etienne in 2020, the 2026 draft. And fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Everyone's going to draft the wrong Etienne.
So for the Texans next year, and I know we've still got, week 18 in the playoffs, but for next year, I need to see an entirely new center guard center triangle. I don't want to see Titus Howard. He's played average football for the money that we're paying him. He's played his best football at left guard this season, and he doesn't want to play left guard. He wants to play tackle. Well, that to me sounds like somebody who's playing out of position.
Tough titties.
Exactly. Tough titties. Get in there and play, son. Second, a new offensive coordinator. I need a new offensive line coach, and I need the 5 guys who are going to be starting in training camp, on vacation together, at birthdays, celebrating Hanukkah, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. All these dudes need to be basically, living in the same neighborhood, and all their families are real close, but kind of best friends. That's what they need to be. That's the only way this offensive line is going to get better, and the communication needs to be where it's going to be, or is going to get where it needs to be. And then beyond that, I don't know what the future holds for Joe Mixon. Maybe this year's the last gasp of a running back who's aging, but he's 28 right now, going into age 29 season. There's no way to say that he's going to return with the same level of production. We hope. But Dameon Pierce will be in the last year of his deal. He kind of needs to use this Titans game and whatever happens next year to kind of either prove it with the Texans or prove it for another team. So Might even be adding another running back in the draft. I could definitely see us adding some wide receivers in the draft. You would assume that maybe Diggs comes back on a cheap deal because of his injury, because he probably won't be available until week 6 of the NFL season next year. So I don't know, a lot of things. As for the Titans, I don't know. Move again. I don't. Anyway, you guys got any closing comments?
Fuck the Titans.
Let's go draft.
Damn, Skippy. Well, that being said, folks, thank you guys for watching. Go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button. Head on over to Unstabled. Head on over to Third and Teal, That Real Texas Team Podcast, and Titans Takeaways. Like, subscribe, notification bell on YouTube. Do the same thing here on Curtis's Podcast Network, the home of this AFC South show. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Trying to grow the channel, folks. The likes help. So with that being said, from all of us here on the channel, we hope you have a great new year. Be good people. Fuck the Titans.
Ever the Titans.